it takes me all the way back to the Negro heritage part. And when people were lynching black folks, like, well, let me get some. I got to get some of this. Yeah, let me get a bam. I thought I saw a gun. That's how crazy that is. And you want him back on the police force. You know, this excited utterance, this excitement. Or if Kendra James, the way she got killed. And I don't know why, and I'm praying that you people come in and give clarity to it. Bring pictures and show pictures about this lovely child that died on the Skidmore Bridge. But society noted black folk and African Americans, they operate like this. Man, that was so long ago. I ain't even worried about it. You know, but your child may be next, or you may be next. So generally, people are very adamant about when they do something to black folk. Everybody, I want my job back. I want my gravy job back. I'm a professional. Professional what? In my mind, in my estimation, a professional killer. You know, that's how I perceive it myself. That's my opinion on the matter. That's how I feel. I mean, you got one job is to watch this kid, and you dust it. And then the thing about it, you'll get your job. And I would like to know how many police officers have killed black American children. And then one white woman said, I need you to come to my home. That's a conversation I'm overhearing from people. Nobody talks on my show to substantiate nothing, but I'm just the overheard conversation. But I pray that they come to substantiate the overheard conversation. Because if you say, oh, yeah. She said, I just want you to come down and help me calm the kid down. I don't know. It's a white kid. And then they said Fresh Hour got there. I don't know who got there, but they used Fresh Hour's name. So I'm not verifying one way or the other that it was. But bam, she said, I didn't want you to kill him. Even she felt that heartfelt feeling. So without having the facts to it, I'm asking you people to get up off your behind, to get up off of your dead ass, come on this show and tell it like it is. Saddle your ass up, because you are probably Christians anyway. So just do like Jesus and just get on your ass, get off your ass and saddle it up, and then bring it on down here to 2733 MLK, Martin Luther King Boulevard. It's interesting when they call it Martin Luther King Boulevard. You'd think they'd been able to put the DR in front of it, so we would be able to make reference that it's Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. And down the road, it'll just be MLK. So we won't even get that recognition. But we've been so dumbed down, we don't even be bothered by that. And we got Unthank Park, so we making reference to Dr. Unthank, or are we just making reference to Unthank Park? And I don't know who that is, but I know Dr. Unthank. And when we got Matt Dishman, you know, they should have a big old placard in there, what he's about and what all the wonderful things he did. And this guy was a black man. So I'm just letting my African-American people, got a long ways to go. You black African-Americans. The Negro need to be recognized because that's your bloodline. But you trying to act like your bloodline just started in the whatever year you act like it started. Call me black, call me this, call me that. If you don't amalgamate, unite, and combine and come together, you're part of the clown show, and you ain't mad at it. So when I speak about these people who have died, my heart goes out to them. I was talking to a lady friend yesterday, and she said, oh, I'd see you a long time, and your brother used to be my boyfriend. I used to be his girlfriend. And I thought that was beautiful. And I made sure to let her know that I reflected on that how far I knew her from back, how far back I knew her. And the first thing came to mind when I saw her, or once we got to engaging in conversation, that she had a little brother, and they used to live on a busy street. And we didn't have money for put up fences and all that crap. Her little brother got ran down, and the people was outraged because the kid just ran out on the street. And I love you, sister. You know who I'm talking about if you're watching my show. And my heart always went out to your child. We was all kids, and my heart went out to another family member. And because you all out there in TV are my family, be you like it or not. He and Spook ain't none of my family. Well, so what? You think what you silly anyway. So you got all kind of things running through your raggedy mind, or your raggedy ass mind, put it correctly. So please pay attention. We all brothers and sisters, white, black, whatever nationality you are, and Satan got us all on clown status. Enough is enough. And when you're tired of being on clown status, give your heart over to God Almighty. Then you don't have no problem trying to separate the wheat from the chaff. You ain't got no problem trying to separate. Because when you call on God Almighty, believe me, that tramp Satan, no, he ain't being summoned. So understand the spirit of God Almighty and apply it in your life today. And when you get tired of being rolled like there's no tomorrow, try to use your coochie as a drop box and try to make the man upgrade his feelings toward you, or close your legs and pull up your panties and look for Mr. Right to show his feelings toward you, real feelings toward you, and marry you. Or quit trying to act like you so hard. I ain't ready to get married no more. I've been married once before, and I ain't trying to get married. Don't let that worthless marriage, if that's what you're trying to call it, or that first marriage, be the first and last marriage. Because now you're just giving up on God Almighty. Or you never started out, apparently, because God apparently wasn't in it because you clowned it, or you and he clowned it, or you and her clowned it, you and whoever clowned it. I'm just saying, when you put God first, God will help you go into it and come out of it. God Almighty will help you go into it and come out of it if it's not meant for you, because we have the freedom of choice. And I've been married 5 times, but I love all my wives. I love my family. And I'd get married 500 more times, because I ain't trying to send nobody that I say I love to hell. I'm not trying to send my children to hell. I'm not trying to send your children to hell. I mean, when people used to watch and let me babysit their kids, not take them to the beach, we go all over, everywhere. Kept tons of food in the house, fed them. It was like a big dog, very nice, beautiful house on Hayden Shaver. Just a place you just go and be there all night, big side yard, and do things. I kept them fed. I kept everything to where protecting my children they were like my children. So to hurt them, you'd have to kill me to hurt them, because I roll like that. And I ain't planning on trying to die no time soon. I'll tear this whole planet up to stay here. A lot of stuff is going bad, but it's still a cool place to be. I ain't trying to try out death. I ain't trying to even ease up on death. But death is steady trying to ease up on me and all of you out there in TV land. So I take them to the beach, and we go there, and I had all of them wear life preservers. And then I didn't care how much they played, or if they got out in the water and the water whisked them away. They'd be just floating down the river until somebody could come help save them and bring them back. My first responsibility was to the family. And the family is God Almighty's family. And you better get yourself switched over to your true and first responsibility, and quit being clowns or zip damn fools. I love you, and I know that people say, well, he don't sound like a preacher. Show talk different. I talk, this is how I am. This is how I roll. And when people tell you, well, you just don't know him, this is how I am. And if you've been trying to do something stupid or crazy, then I'll call you. And I say what I mean what I say. So, and then the line is in the sand, and I'm basically through with you. I'm going about my business, you're going about your business, because I ain't trying to be a part of your clown show. And you quit being a part of Satan's clown show. You play to win. And you women out there and you men out there smoking, doping, getting loaded, I love you. We all family. I pray for you all the time. I want the best for you. And if you need help, I'll help you. But help yourself. And God Almighty is there to help yourself. I'm going to help you through God Almighty, and God Almighty will help you through God Almighty. And that's when you're trying to separate the wheat from the chaff, or when you're trying to separate foolishness. And I hear a lot of people say, well, I couldn't get with religion because they said Jesus got a blonde hair and blue eyes. Well, when I use the term God Almighty, I'm just saying we all brothers and sisters. I ain't trying to trip with how nobody look. I ain't trying to trip whether if church is supposed to be on Sunday or Saturday, because church is 7 days a week, 365 days a week, 365 days, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and even more, including leap year too. So we can throw one more day in there, and then we could just understand 24 hours a day, because that's how God Almighty operates in your life. He don't take no break. He don't take no pee break. He don't take no boo-boo break. He don't take no nap or get a few winks. None of that crap. He's in it to win it for you. And when you drop dead, this is still all his. God Almighty runs everything, the fullness thereof. You ain't running nothing but your mouth. You should get tired of that, letting Satan and you run your mouth, going nowhere fast, but going straight to hell, basically, because that basically in most cases that's the direction you're traveling. Let go, let God Almighty operate in your life. Give yourself to God Almighty and operate in God Almighty's perfect will, or strive to. When you break up, God will give you the solution on how you broke up and how to get through it. And I don't care if that's a man or a woman. You can say how much you love. You don't need Jerry Springer to pull you out of it, or thank you very much, brother. Or you don't need Maury to pull you out of it. This is not your baby. God already made it be known to you. You didn't clown yourself, because when you pulled your panties down, you was on clown status. The man, when you pulled your drawers down, you was on clown status. So now, how big a clown was you made of? God Almighty know exactly when the turn came into play, when the cross out came into play. I got a lot of friends that are men friends and lady friends. And when ladies are trying to talk to me and they trying to play game with me like they're going to give me some of their man's Gucci, I'm going to let them know. Because you won't have me trying to slip up on me saying you trying to talk to my woman, man. I'm just having a conversation. And if it escalated to anything beyond that, it was on her behalf. Because I ain't trying to roll with that. Unless you're trying to drag her play out of pocket, then you ain't got nothing coming from me. I won't be throwing you behind no pity party. Because she needs somebody to love her, to hug her, to caress her, and to tell her that she's a wonderful woman. But not that nobody need to roll her, because then I'd be as worse as you. But she needs someone to put their arm around her, to tell her that you're a wonderful woman. Your most precious commodity is a woman. Your most precious commodity is a man. But we treat everything else like it's the most precious commodity. And it'll be here long after we drop dead, believe me. And they sure ain't taking it to the cemetery. Thank you, brother. They sure ain't taking it to the cemetery to put in no 6 foot under. That just ain't happening. So whoever you trying to tell people you don't want to have it, they probably ain't hanging on to it anyway. But that person won't get it, but somebody else will have it. Stay strong, stay focused. I'm going to play a movie and talk about the Pentagon and talk about some other things about this 9/11 because it's so to the point of what you people need to hear. People can lie all day long, and all you're doing is getting caught all day long. But who has the stamina to stand up to bring you to judgment on your bad behavior? And that's why I'm chasing these tramps, all these people that I'm pursuing. And I'm calling them tramp because that's what they try to do is make me a tramp. But I serve a mighty God. And God Almighty is a mighty, mighty God. And he's all in your life every day. Stay strong, play to win. And you talk this man into marrying you. And you talk this woman into marrying you. And if she act like, or if he act like, I just ain't ready yet, then you need to pull your panties up until he get ready. And if she's talking about, well, I ain't ready to get married, but you still get the coochie, you pull your drawers up until she get ready. You didn't sample the goods. What did you do? Holding me for Satan? What is that what you doing? And so that because that's all coming from it now, straight clown status. The kids are growing up and they're trying to take on the same practices. Well, maybe I can ride a woman. I'm gonna tell you a real quick story before we get off the air here. This guy, a friend of mine, and these are real people. A friend of mine, he had this lady he was making love to, and he would go over there and he'd kick it with this woman, and she had a son, and he had a daughter, so he'd take his daughter with him, and he'd get over there and make love to the woman, and pretty soon they start mimicking them. The only thing about it, she's so fertile, she started having babies. And now he mad, raising all kind of cane. It's like, where'd you learn that from? And it's the cute because it's from you, Dad, and from you, Mom. The clown show. Satan is clowning everybody and rolling, appreciating it. He ain't gonna back your play not 1 inch. He hates your guts, and he's looking forward to seeing you in hell. Have a blessed day. God Almighty loves you. I love you. Stay strong. Stay focused. And may God Almighty be with you in everything. And play to win. So I just really enjoyed all you people out there in TV land.